Hello, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Gold is melting off today. So just pretty much looking for sells. Any kind of like some kind of a sell confirmation. Would like to see if this candle here could close like quite nicely bullish for me. A strong bullish candle closure would be good. Oh, it's not giving me the closure. It's not giving me the closure. I was waiting for that candle here to close bullish. Oh, that would have been a really nice 40 pips already. 50 pips. Oh, man. Why didn't it give us a bullish closure? That would have been a very nice 50 pips right there. Just needed the bullish closure. Oh well. Just gotta wait. Just got to wait. Welcome back, everybody. Got a new week ahead of us over here. Loads of opportunities to take advantage of. Predominantly this crazy amount of moves we're having on gold. I think we peaked at about like 7-8% on the daily, and right now we did have some kind of a retracement. So it would be nice to get another setup come in soon. Position size hasn't changed, but it looks tiny, even on the 1 minute. The 1 minute setups, I feel like I'm trading a 5 minute time frame. They're so big. Like, these candles are so big. Like, even when I put my position on the screen, it looks so tiny. It looks so small. Compared, these are 1 minute candles, for goodness sake. And yeah, I don't know, like, what can you do anyway? So far, I don't see a need to increase the stops. Everything's working perfectly fine. We'll just keep doing what we're doing until there's any need to change stops. But right now, everything's perfect. Like, there's nothing to change. Just gotta keep going like this. So got a pretty good start over here into the month. We did end up taking a sell. Now the whole idea was like price is gonna come, break those lows. Look how tiny that looks. Such a tiny position. But price was to come, break those lows by 45, 42, and then, you know, price came, it broke those lows, and, you know, we took the sell, and it was a pretty good sell. Now we're waiting for the next trade. So if I could get like one more trade opportunity, I think I would be good for the day. I'm already past my daily limit to like my profit target for the day. So I'm gonna kind of reduce risk a bit on this next position, but I'm still gonna be attempting to look for a position. So we'll see what kind of like cooks up over here. I am still looking for the sells. Just need something a little juicy to line up, because now it's a bit confusing, this section. I don't like whether to take a sell here, the break of that low, or to wait for maybe some kind of additional confirmations here. Yes, it was much clearer up here than it is down here now. Gold is down but not out yet. I don't like the look of that. This doesn't look too appetizing. Maybe it like pulls up, starts pulling up a bit more. I actually would like it to break now. At least if it breaks now, it can invalidate this entry and then set up a new one. And look for that. I'm in a order flow bearish. Oh, wow. Look at this. Got the break of the lows. Maybe it like pulls up a bit more, creates a few more bullish candlesticks, and look for a sell below 45.60. But I'm just gonna wait. Is dancing a daily support? Is it? Oh, we got daily support. Yeah, we got daily support. Man, look at the size of this candle here. It's a complete nut. We saw about 10%, like not from the open, but from wick to wick. From the open, we saw about like 9.5%, 9.50, 9.50%. I'm gonna consider like how these candlesticks here close. Yeah, the 5-minute as well. Any confluence on the 5? See 5 creating a top wick. It would be reflipping to break these lows again. Surprisingly, I'm not yet getting any losses. Quite interesting. But let me not jinx it. Let me not jinx it. No, I take that back, universe. I take it back. It is normal. I'm not. Of course, I'm not taking any losses, universe. Of course, we're not taking any losses. We put in the work. We deserve all these wins. Ooh. This will be better with a bit more confirmation. Definitely need some more confirmation on this. Yeah, that doesn't look too good. I'm probably gonna have to wait a bit longer. You already done for the day? Now just enjoying stream? Good job, Kevja. It pulls up a bit more. Filling up nicely. Sheesh, these candles are so big. This candle here is like freaking 116 pips. This is the 1 minute. Look how tiny my position looks compared to the size of these candles. Position looks so tiny. We're gonna see it come up. I feel like it's kind of recovering a little bit as well. Hey, good morning, good morning. Yeah, having a slight bit of recovery there. Let's see if the London is gonna keep going up. If it's moving up, we're at 4,600. If it breaks down below these lows, I reckon we're gonna have a bigger push. Most likely gonna have a continuation of this. Because the way the structure looks, it looks like that type of structure. Like where if price comes down like this, we've created like the section. And if it comes and breaks these lows, price will probably come tumbling down like that. That's the kind of PA that's currently formed right now. So let's see. If it's a recovery, it's most likely going to try to break these highs by 46.20 and then push up. Yeah, it's already breaking the highs there. Let's see. It seems like it could recover. Let's see what happens. We got about 33 seconds, 30 seconds. 5 minutes gonna close here. Could be a massive whip as well. If sellers decide to come in, we're still down 4.93%. If edge sellers decide to come in at the close of this candle, so you just see, as soon as the candlestick closes here, and then price the next candle just dumps. Then if that happens, then this would just become like a fake out. And I think at that point, it would be much nicer for a 5 minute to come down like this, close, and then new 5-minute open to continue pushing down bearish. See how the hourly is. Hourly's pushing up. Oh, it would be like, it would actually be the reflip of the hourly and re-break of the hourly lows as well. Oh, that should bring in some really good volume, even just based off that hourly re-break of the lows. Yeah, I think that position there should be actually valid at that point. Re-break of the hourly lows as entry. But let's see if we can get any pullbacks from this section. Or if price is going to move up and then set something up here that I could take a sell. Passing now some eval in Apex and now 250k funded. Going to try to get 5 accounts, five account more to get 500k, and that's start copy trading them all in, risking $100 per position. Is this even legal what all these institutions are doing in the market? It's just profit taking. It's just a lot of the price action is the same. It's just a lot of volume that came in. It's just money that came in. So what do you mean exactly? Is it legal what all these institutions are doing? It's never legal what these institutions are doing. When have they ever been legal? It's never been legal. With these conditions, your daily bias indicator is still accurate more than ever. Small boat in big waves. Yeah, we're like, you watch that movie Pi? That scene where he's in the middle of the ocean. That's how it feels like. We're in the middle of the ocean and we only have God to help us. Here, this is like exactly like in Pi. You have these massive waves, but the good Lord was helping him. Really nice movie over here. In the ocean with a tiger. Life of Pi. That's how it feels. This is our small boat here. You know, but even a small boat like this with a good Lord's help is enough to get us to our destination, correct? So we're gonna wait and see if price can come down over here and we can move down. Continue to move down bearish for the day. But yeah, definitely it's been pulling up since I guess what time is this? This was 140, like 40 minutes into pre-London. It's been ripping up. We haven't seen any sells of yet. There was this nice little fakie that happened right here. But you can see it didn't even break the lows. It like faked and then still respected this section right there. We still got that respected and then price moved up bullish. So, yeah, we haven't yet seen any sell pressure come in yet. That's what we're waiting for. We were like seeing if this can be a fake out right here. A few whips. A few whips for the buyers. Hope we don't get whipped. This hourly should be, you know, we've just tested the hourly 8 SMA over there too. And it's like in this really nice situation here where it can reject and then give like a kiss of death situation and then re-break the lows to continue, maybe like even fill this, like possibly fill this hourly range here down towards like 4504, which would be like 569 pips. Pretty big candles there. Clean range on the 30, clean range on the 15, clean range on the 5. It's just a matter of like how we gonna break. How's that break gonna look like? If it gets into the break like with a big red candle from all the way up over here, the pullback probability increases. We can't afford no pullbacks. That's the thing. Surprisingly, I haven't gotten like any detrimental pullbacks on my trades so far. So far, so good. I think it's only also mainly due to the fact of how we trade, because when we take our positions, we're taking them at the break of wicks, right? So usually when we break a wick at these conditions, we could easily see like a 30 pip push, 30 pip, 40 pip, 50 pip before any pullbacks, because now that's going to be equivalent to maybe like 10 pips of normal volume or some of the sort. That's why we've been getting away with it. Market hasn't caught up yet. Sometimes it takes a while for the market to catch up to certain things as well, as it's busy like dealing with the current situation, which I guess it has a very volatile, you can say, current situation. So there's a lot that the market has to, I guess, consider. It's not normal PA. This is far from normal PA. It's price action, yes, at the end of the day. It's doing what it's supposed to do, but it's also quite different. Same but different. Like this range, I feel like I'm about to take a 4-hour breakout. This whole range here is like 670 pips, 65 pips. What do you think is a good time to buy physical gold? I would say now, because you got like massive pullbacks. I mean, how much further do you think gold can go? Further down. It's never a bad idea. You know, like when you're buying gold, people buy gold to store wealth. So when you buy gold, you're buying it planning on holding and storing wealth. That's what you're going to do. Listen, if you want to get into this is not investment advice, but if you still have an income problem, I don't think buying gold is your top agenda. You have to figure out your income problem first. So you shouldn't be looking at storing wealth at this point in time. You should be looking at how can I make more money. But if you've already solved that problem, then yeah, go for it. Store your wealth in gold. It's always a good time to buy gold, especially now to a big pullback like this. It's gonna like be good in the next 20 plus years. Might get a setup happening a little bit above here. See how that sets up. Create like nice little support over here. Just need a bit more structure. It's not about the size of the boat. It's about the weight of the position. Yeah, it's like we're like Goliath in the stories, right? When he threw the rock at the giant with the slingshot. So basically this is our slingshot right here. So all we got to do is like hit it once and hit it good. Can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get an amen? All we got to do is hit it once and hit it good. In the market and in life. Gotta hit it once and hit it good, right? Because sometimes all you get is just that one shot. See, gold is down but not yet out. Gold has experienced sharp volatility in recent weeks, but the larger uptrend remains clearly intact. The decline looks more like a pause than a start or a reversal. As gold long, this is like a definite profit taking of sort. It doesn't feel like a reversal. Plus, you know, there's things that are happening behind the wicks that are actually making gold supposed to go long term. As gold's long-term price structure continues to show higher highs and higher lows, importantly, prior breakout zones are holding, suggesting that strong hands are still willing to buy the dips. Gold may spend the next few months in a range, which is a common after rallies. allowing optimism to cool and positioning to reset. The analyst says, if a consolidation phase plays out, it would be healthy, setting the stage for the next move. As long as key support holds, broader bias is still to the upside. I reckon the key support would be, well, like 4K. 4K is quite a dip though, holy. 4K. As long as like some key supports hold. Maybe we're yet to form those supports because we're such in a profit-taking move right now. I feel like PA just needs to create some kind of structure first. Then we can investigate what those supports are a little bit more clearly. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's kind of like some bullishness coming back into the market. Slight bullishness. I don't know if it's just continue to move up for the London session because we just got the London Open here. So London Open is still pushing up. Daily bias is still definitely bearish though. Can I get an amen? What about the 4330 zone? Would that be a support? Ooh, 4330. Oh, yeah, I mean, it could be a support. Guys, you got some double bottoms over here. Maybe like triple bottoms. Yeah, it's only a bit of structure that I think maybe I was even heading towards that. Maybe we're going to see on a higher time frame. See, weekly. Yeah, I got weekly support there. So it could be the support, weekly support. See, because the weekly candle's now cleaning it up for us. And you can see that range was filled. Now that range you can even better see on the daily. You got this clean range right over here that just got filled. Oh, it's filling the range on the 5 too. So from here to here. Already started breaking from here to here. We're heading up towards 4668, 4670. 4670. So that's currently getting mopped up. Alright, so I think Goldie has to finish doing this before the sells then. Maybe that's why we haven't gotten sell confirmation. We'll see. But it's definitely like filling this range. Here, what you got to see on the 515 should be clean as well. Oh, let's go 15. Yeah, clean traffic here on the 15. So it's like a V-shaped reversal. I haven't even got a single bearish candle closure there. V-shaped reversal, a little bit of a shotgun play that's currently in motion right now. Yeah, let's wait. Let's see if it finishes up then. We also have maybe an inverted here. Potentially. Nice shotgun play that happened during the inception period, which is right here. Right before it broke this resistance. A nice little accumulation with a shotgun entry confirmation to fill the range. So that's currently in that distribution. So I think we're already towards the tail end of this thing. So hopefully we should get that signal soon. We're still down 4.54%, you know. So overall, we are still definitely bearish. Would be nice to get really small candlesticks give me the setup, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Even this freaking candle here is already 86, 85 pips. This is absurd. Price dropped from the open already 4,675 pips, which is insane. Like, we're already used to it, you know. We saw it happen once here. This was the first time. This was on a Thursday when price, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday, right? When price dropped 3,000 pips from the open. From the open over here. And now we're used to it. Now we're seeing like almost a 5,000 daily candlestick from the open, and it's just normal already. Getting used to that so quickly. Although it still definitely feels weird. So much volume. I thought like 2026 is gonna be something else. Got the Epstein files coming out as well. If gold hits 46.71, then it turns bullish. It turns bullish when the market prints a structure that then confirms that it's gonna go bullish. That's when it turns bullish. Oh, I hope YouTube doesn't. I think it should be good. I think it should be safe. We can say the devil's name here. There was a time in YouTube you couldn't say that. You couldn't say, when you say it censors everything. But I think now, because CNN and everybody's talking about it, it should be safe. It should be safe. Remember, drink more water, chat. Drink more water, stay hydrated. Do I place trades on TradingView or MetaTrader? CTrader. See, gold decreased to 44.04 USD an ounce, the lowest since January 2026. Over the past 4 weeks, gold lost 0.58%. And in the last... Gold lost 0.58%? Surely it's more than that. Over the last 4 weeks, it increased 57.11%. See, gold futures fall 2.3%. See, gold futures is down 2.50% right now. Gold futures is not too bad. It's Goldspot, which is down almost 5% now again. See, we're towards the tail end now of that zone that needs to be filled on the left hand side. We're heading up towards that 4666 mark right here, and seems like we have pretty much more or less, you know, pretty much fill this range. We might see that selling pressure come in soon again. Volatile pullbacks on gold, but I think it was long overdue. So we've been seeing bearishness since last week, Thursday, Friday, Monday open now. I reckon this candlestick gonna close bearish. We might break into a range up until the summer months. Right over here. Hey, you know that Kevin Walsh guy, the new Fed elected chair? He was apparently in the Epstein files as well. He's been to Epstein's island. So we got Trump, we got Kevin Walsh, buddies. So I do believe that the Federal Reserve is definitely going to be manipulated in the next coming years for sure. A lot more than when Powell was in office. Now we got Kevin Walsh in there, man. Well, why was the new Fed chair doing on Epstein's island? Is that really how we want to start the whole thing now? Have a guy like that? Maybe these Epstein files might actually get him re-elected. We might even see a re-election. I wouldn't be surprised. But obviously, innocent until proven guilty, right? Even Trump is innocent until proven guilty. Up like Donald Trump. Is Powell in the files? I doubt it. Powell's a good guy. As good as he can be. The good question is, what man or woman were not there? Very few. They all went there. Yeah, he's definitely, that guy knows so many people. He knows so many people from all, like, internationally, not just in the US. I don't even know like how a guy like that operates. Like, just imagine, just put yourself in somehow his, the way he sees things, you know, if like you're just a fly on the wall. Like, what the hell does this guy do? How does he know so many people? So many political leaders, so many, it's just insane. Yeah, the question is, who's not on the list? But you see, that's why it's been so many cover-ups, and that's why it's never gonna be truly revealed to the full extent. If it was truly revealed to the full extent, that means there was no control over society, but there is a control over society. So that thing cannot be fully disclosed. It wouldn't be allowed. It's just the same like aliens. You know, if aliens existed, the government wouldn't tell you until it wants to tell you. Correct? Because people would not be ready for that type of information. People still find it useless that we're going to space. Even if you watch videos from 1970s, even up till now, people are just gonna ask, why is the government spending trillions of dollars to go to space when we have our own problems here? Price of eggs are so expensive. Like, it's been the same narrative like ever since. Like, people are just not, we're just not yet spiritually at that level for some kind of an enlightenment. Like, even for us, going to space is a waste of money. It's like, man, we need to figure out price of eggs here before going to space, you know? Which is, I get it, but yeah, I guess it is how it is. I guess it is what it is. I'll just say, if you're still complaining about price of eggs and you're still complaining about the price of fuel going up and everything, you just need to solve your income problem, right? Because no one is coming to save you. The government isn't coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. You just have to figure out a skill, a high-paying skill, solve your income problem, and that's it. That's it, because there are people living without those types of problems, you know? Once he compromised one big star, it would probably got easier to add more to his collection. Same thing with Diddy and his white parties. So many celebrities were exposed in this thing. I waited for price to come down, create like some kind of a support here, and then see what we can do. See if we can get any sells. Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeffrey Epstein, all Jeffreys. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer is such a, you know, he's quite an intelligent bloke. If you see the way, obviously the shit he did was messed up, but these guys very much understand human psychology. Those are very dangerous people. The ones who know how the human psychology ticks. And I guess a part of you has to die to even think of interactions like that, though. It's quite manipulative. It's not necessarily wrong, because that's what people do anyway in politics. They try and understand people's psychology and play to their wants and needs. But I guess it's just a matter of how you're gonna use that power. Jeffrey, all the Jeffreys are messed up. All right, need this thing to pull down a bit more. Just a bit more, and then we can start seeing where this reversal can come in, because I'm looking at the 5 minute. The 5 minute here looks like it's weakening quite a bit, because we did have a pull, a huge bottom wick, then it closed out a top wick over here, just showing like some kind of a stress. It's showing a little stress on that candle. It's showing stress on that candle, so let's see Oh yeah, that would set up nicely. Now just get like a big 1 minute bullish candle, a rebreak of the lows, create like basically like a false support. I want to see a false support, so we can kind of, the market can kind of trick some sellers. I mean, some buyers. Oh man, but look at the way it's coming down. I think it's gonna what? Yeah, like 20 seconds. Can it close in the last 16 seconds? Give us a support before breaking. Oh, we just got the new 5-minute open too. All right, nice. Can we get a freaking bullish support being formed? I want to see. Oh man, that 5 minutes going. It's most likely gonna go. Oh man, that would have been a nice place to set that move up. It's quite volatile, eh? He just broke those lows. Just dipped there around like literally how many pips was that? That was pretty. That was a pretty fast move. So close. So close. I actually feel bad for all the names in those emails. Who knows which emails are real and fake? Yeah, any name that's been mentioned in that case over there already has such a negative connotation. Like, even if you had nothing to do with it, just the fact that your name has been mentioned, it just, you know, the first thing people are gonna jump to is exactly what you think. Too much volume. I don't know if we can salvage this move. We hit a pretty strong daily resistance zone earlier. Maybe it'll go up. It's like completely melting off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bearish candles in a row. This is just completely selling off here. You got it? One more trade I should pass challenge.
Bomba.
When the volume's like this, a bomber clot would be ridiculous. Yeah, bomber clot would be like 200 pips, 300 pips. Maybe equivalent. I mean, you can easily you can make so much money. Like, if you get started, like, for example, the trade I took this morning, I think I could have made, if I held a bit longer, maybe I could have made like around 10k. 10k, somewhere around there. You know, the thing is, like, when it pushes, you get your confirmation. That's when it should actually follow through. Correct? But now the question is, are you willing? Is that already something you planned to do? Or are you planning to scale your profit? Or Is it just something, you know, sometimes it happens where you get more. Like this morning, I got more. I didn't plan to get 4% this morning. I didn't plan that, but it just happened. But yeah, I mean, it's a difference from like when it just happens and then like if you're going to plan it. You're going to plan it, you got to get ready for it. Get ready and then hold. $1,800 to go. Let's do it. I'm not even getting time to set a pending order on some of these moves. A good way to train that is 1 minute. Give yourself 1 minute to always get situated. If you can get situated in a trade within a minute, I think that's really good. I think a minute is all you really need because you can kind of anticipate within that minute what to do. It's sometimes the only window of opportunity that you get. It's just a minute to make sure your position is ready, everything is ready. Always skip tabs of the seconds right here. Like always looking at the seconds. How many seconds are left for the candlestick to close? That should be like second nature, especially if you're trading the lower time frames. You always got an eye on that to see how many seconds I got. How fast do I need to rush, you know, etc, etc. Sometimes the market can be quite tricky though. Sometimes it can give you the weird candlestick closure in like a few seconds. For example, if it starts breaking in like 5 seconds and you'd prefer to wait for the candle close, then those situations get a lot more trickier, you know, because now you gotta wait like 5 seconds and then the next candle could easily open and then just keep going. Those are the trickier situations for us like LTF scalpers on the 1 minute. Yeah, but always look at the seconds because you can't be looking at the candles because that candle will close to your surprise and you won't even be ready. I wanted to get an eye tracker, but I think you gotta get a device for that. I'll get like an eye tracker on the stream so you can see where my eyes are looking at. I think that would be pretty awesome. You can see what like important things to be looking for. It's like a circle. It's like a circle. Wherever your eye goes, then it like kind of tracks it. Alright, we're breaking into somewhat of a larger accumulation here. Alright, 490 pips. Still pushing up. I still feel some kind of a bullishness coming in. Oh, maybe it's because we sold off so much already during the Asia session. Right here. We were due so for some kind of pullbacks. I just hope that London session isn't bullish. Because we could see a scenario where price is just bullish for that London. Like this, whereas we're looking for sells. Yeah, pretty good month. Pretty good month so far. So he wants to break the highs. The small little accumulation there. It's about to break some highs. There's a liquidity grab, it seems, on the 5 minute. That's what this wick here was. You see, this is the thing that I want to like avoid is these, you know, when the market is moving directionally and it does these little liquidity hunts like this. But the good thing is there's so much volume that this for us would already be a pretty big move. But this is what it seems to be doing. Liquidity grabbing and then trying to move bullish. Trying to get beyond resistance points. Still need to see that weakness, that commitment that the bearishness has come back into the market. We haven't had any of that market structure yet. Because people get confused that market structure, they're going to see, or you see this is all bearish market structure. So price heading towards the downside. But on the intraday time frame, we'll create new higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So you see, this is the point where you got to be very careful, because now it's a delicate situation, because you're trying to catch the selling pressure, but current market conditions are showing us our price is moving up. So we got to be very delicate over there. Didn't break the highs yet to confirm any bullish momentum, any bullish upside. It'd be much nicer if we can get it set up here by the highs, because now we got like this triple top situation. We get like a bit of structure form, and then take the sell within that range. So it still has to get through that 8 SMA. We got a kiss of death there on the 5-minute. Right here, small kiss of death. Excuse me, Mr. Ronnie Coleman. Alright, let's see. Maybe it's gonna set up here. It's gonna set up here. Those will be beautiful, because we have that fakie here. Candle at 1 minute broke above resistance and then pulled back in. So we got some like bias stuck in here, and if we can set up and then get that liquidity to push down, I think that would be nice. I'm using your 16 pip as sell and trying only to get high volume moves. Break of consolidation or break of prior wick. Let me keep TP very tight, 1-to-1. Yeah, you see, keep TP tight, 1-to-1, but you're gonna get more when it does go in your direction, which is a nice part. You just gotta be very careful on the pullbacks. That's just about it. Be very careful on the pullbacks, but so far, so good. Like, I haven't had any trades like give me any kind of detrimental pullbacks, because easily I could get like a -3%, you know, but it hasn't yet happened. It's also because we're not always in the market, you know. We only take like a couple of trades a day, so we don't give the market many opportunities to even do that anyway. The more you trade, the more you get that chance. Okay, nice. If we get like a solid support being formed here and then the break of the lows, that would be interesting. All right, I like the way that's setting up. Let's see, 5-minute. How much more time? New 5 minutes about to open up here too. We're gonna get a new 5-minute candle over here. Hourly candlestick. We got that 8 SMA has a bit of confluence in there too. 8 SMA bearish pressure. Yeah, I like this. So I'm gonna take a sell here if it breaks the lows. See new 5-minute. That new 5-minute open always comes. It could sometimes comes a bit of volatility. You gotta be cautious about the 5-minute opens. Alright, you see how it's rejecting here on the 5? See those rejection wicks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're reading price action. We're just reading what candlesticks here are telling us. So it's starting to struggle. We're starting to see a thinning out of volume up here, but we just need some kind of confirmation now that it can move down. But you see the thinning out of volume? So at the break of these lows, I think that should be a good area to look for a sell. Let's see. It's attempting to break the highs. Let's see if it can reject again once more. So I got multiple rejections here. You can see it on the 1 minute too. Starts to come down and break these lows. I hope it doesn't mess up the structure. I hope this stays the same. All right, here comes the sellers. The sellers should be coming in. Sellers should be coming in. All right, here we go. It's starting to tumble. All right, I'm in. I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out. Let's freaking go. TP1's been hit, baby. And that's the TFX way, baby. That's how we do it. You want to learn the TFX way? Links in the description. It's a bit of lag on a YouTube as well. YouTube has a normal 10% 10 second lag. Yeah, John, so that's how we do it, John. Tight stops. Just let volume show the way. Beautiful. Let's continue to smash February. Don't know if we can bypass last month's percentage gains. We're gonna see. Last month was crazy. But we're off to a good start here. Off to a good start. That's what I mean. Like, it's beautiful because even if it's a fake out overall, this thing still pushed about 50 pips. I was still about 50 pips. Let's see if Ricardo got it. I think this is your last trade, Ricardo. If you got it, then that would be sick. Then you're funded over there. You should be like past. One more trade, I should pass the challenge. That should have been it right there. Perfectly waited for it. It came in at a good spot too. Came in exactly where we had like multiple confluences, right by these rejection points right here. But you remember what I said? Like, sometimes Goldie has these things where it grabs orders. Remember what we said, like right here? It grabs orders like this and starts pulling up. Pulling down, grab order, pulling up. Pulling out, grab order, and then pulling up. See it here? You can see it here. Dun. So the good thing is there's enough volume for us to kind of like, in a sense, get away with it. But yeah, I think it was pretty good over there. Man, candlestick push actually confirmed the entry on this. Broke, no bottom wick even. You see, it's like, it's really struggling at this level. You can see how price is resisting it multiple times. So that's why we took our sell here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at all those rejections right there. You see, it's come back up to resistance, and then it's still struggling here by 46.50. So congratulations, man. Congratulations, you took this trade here. Let's go. That would have been a bomber clot. That is a bomber clot. On a normal market condition, that is a bomber clot. If that was robbing the bank, then you just use teleportation device to get in and out. Oh yes. That's what trading is. It's robbing the bank. So you gotta be able to teleport in and out. The longer you stay inside the bank, you're gonna get a higher chance that the cops are gonna catch you. So every day and every bank has a weakness. If you can find where that weakness is, you know, just like Ocean's 11, then you have to hit it. Like if you're gonna rob a casino, if you're gonna rob a bank, there's always like something to do with timing, you know? You gotta find the right time. It's always to do with time. You know, with time, everything is possible. Everything's possible. Have you watched the movie Lucy? When Morgan Freeman was saying, how do we know that any of this is real? When she's transforming her hand and explaining about matter. And then she says the only thing that makes anything real is time. So if you have like a car speeding up like this, and you increase the time really, really fast, the car is going to disappear. But if you slow down the time again, the car is going to come back. So you see, in our universe, the universe loves time. Timing is really, really important. Amazing movie. I also think that's true science. Yeah, it is true science. It's like I love that kind of science. I don't know, people are gonna think maybe it's like a pseudoscience, but you know, it's science. Science is science, right? These things can be proven. The only thing, is it the right science for the time that we're in? Because you know, some science was ahead of its time. Like a lot of the science also Einstein had, like that was way ahead of its time. So a lot of the science that the ancient Egyptians had, that was way ahead of their time. Because like, how can they know the constellations? How do the ancient Egyptians know about these stars, about these constellations? How did Einstein know that about, you know, space and time and the fabric of the universe and all of these things? How did he know down here on Earth? That's the beautiful things about time and science. I think Kanye West says something about that as well. Kanye West says he's ahead of the time. So that's why his music, man, you know, Kanye's music, sometimes you're gonna listen to it, you're like, man, I can't believe he's doing these things. Kanye's ahead of his time. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Slipped me with 16 pips, but I secured 24. I didn't get any slippage at all on that. I actually got exactly that entry. Let me see on the 5-minute. Was it the break of the low? Yeah, I got 0 slippage. If anything, I got a better entry. Because I think the candlestick pulled... Yeah, I think I even got a better entry. If the candlestick here was breaking, I think it pulled up slightly. Yeah, it's chopping up quite a bit now. So this is definitely the section that we want to avoid right over here. Now it's chopping up. It's not moving as fluidly as it was before over here. It's chopping up now. So it's quite typical. After our market has moved quite a lot, it's quite typical for it to chop up too. My FTMO fund that had no slip, perfect SL TP execution. You gave time. That was really something I was paying attention to as well. Like to see once it broke that wick low, whether it's just gonna like move quickly. Sometimes it moves quickly and then maybe it's better not to execute because it's already gonna be moved. So as it was breaking, I had to make sure that we're actually at those levels. Which happens literally in just a few milliseconds of decision making. So I don't usually do this, but we're offering one-on-one classes now again. Links in the description box. So this is going to be catered for these kind of like, you know, the way I trade as well, to really train that muscle. And there's a specific way that I'm going to be doing that trading, obviously for copyright reasons. Never know who's listening. I'm not going to be disclosing how I'm going to be training you, but there's a very specific way that I can train you to execute the way I execute. So don't usually do this. It's limited slots as well. It's not for everybody. It's just only for a few select people. And I think, you know, 2026 is going to be an amazing year. So there's no better time to heavily consider that. But, you know, if you're a fast learner, if you think you know what you're doing, then you can always join the mentorship to kind of like understand a little bit more of what we do. If not, then just tune into the live streams. You know, you got free live streams here. I think even that should just give you an edge on its own. In-N-Out burger. Yes, man, I've always wanted to try an In-N-Out burger. The last burger I had, I literally almost threw up. It was too meaty. That was the last time I ever ate meat. I was at a restaurant and then like this burger over there, it tasted too meaty. Literally almost threw up in the restaurant. That was the last time I ever ate. I ate a beef burger. A chicken burger is pretty nice, but a beef burger kind of messes. You know, you always gotta have that one thing that messes it up for you. Then you can never do it again, right? Like you just have to have that one bad experience with any type of food, and you can never kind of like eat that food again. So I got that with mangoes and see how it's re-breaking here. Mangoes and beef burgers. See, trust me guys, live streams all you need if you're willing to put the work. Yeah, I see Kev just been putting the work in, getting the results, sir. Very nice to see. Idea here was price was rejecting around 45.60 and moving bearish aggressively, and price ended up closing as an engulfing candle indicating its volume. So I took a sell, break of the lows, and secured my piece of the cake. So you got a nice piece of the cake over here. Took a sell, awesome, in and out. More of an impulsive trade. Yeah, definitely. But you see, at least you're on the right side of the market. This is quite important. See, the sells are coming in, right? Look at the way the sells are coming in. Their range is getting filled up over here. We're starting to get some rejection wicks by 46.50. This was bound to happen, you know. We're bound to sell because we're reading the PA. I think even this first pullback here was just like market mopping up. This is market mopping up. At first, maybe you could look at it as a liquidity grab over here like we had here. But now seeing the full picture of it actually tumbling down again, it looks like it was just mopping up on the first confirmation. And then on the second confirmation, it mopped up again. And then on the third confirmation, that's when it had its runner.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That's when it had its running trade. Yeah, it's pretty good. Don't be afraid of the volume. I guess people are afraid of the volume here because obviously, you know, confidence is quite important. And I've actually understood why a lot of people struggled in trading is because a lot of people lacking confidence. I've actually kind of understood this as the main problem a lot of people are struggling with is confidence. Yeah, let's see what else we got over here. Silver and gold ended last week with their worst day sell-off since 1980s. Early trading Monday suggests the pain isn't over yet. Most active silver contracts lost about... You see, since the 1980s, but gold's best bull run was 1979. So I guess that retracement came in the 1980s, and that's why we got the really big pullbacks over there. Well, worst one-day sell-off since 1980s. Most active seller contracts lost, maybe could have been towards the end of the year as well, that bull run. They started getting the pullbacks during the beginning of the new year. The equivalent futures for gold were recently nearly 4% lower at about 45.60 an ounce. Other metal futures also traded lower. Platinum dropped nearly 9% and copper was off about 5%. So what's happening here is this distributed down and it's stuck inside this massive sort of accumulation zone right over here. It's kind of still deciding what it wants to do. It might still want to continue moving up bullish, but it needs to accumulate those orders before it actually follows through. And that's why we're seeing this much bigger range. So it's just like extending the range from here to here, getting in those orders so it can really try. If it wants to move up bullish, that's typically what it would do. And it's also right next to this kind of resistance over here. So it typically like create like a support and a foundation to support the idea that price can move beyond that point. That's if it wants to move up, right? That's what I would be doing, because the way it's currently pulling up seems like the case. You see, even broke below these lows and then had that aggressive pull up back again right here. But you see, at the same time, it's like a stalemate. It's a stalemate because at the same time you have a lot of like selling pressure here coming at the highs of this structure. So you can really see or feel the atmosphere here, like how the buyers and sellers are just battling out this level. Because whoever takes this level, I think is going to have like a good chance of setting the tone for PA up until like maybe pre-NY. So if we end up breaking these lows, these are ultimate lows here by like 55.99, which is also close to that 5,600, 4,600, sorry. Damn, sorry, 46? I was too used to 50s. We're already like 5K. But now this is 4,600 psychological mark. If we break beyond that, we could just see the continuation. If we start breaking above here by like 46.50, then we could start to see price pull up again. Leave a 1 in the chat if this makes sense, if the analysis makes sense, if you get a feeling for this kind of analysis here that I'm doing. All right, nice. Just so we're on the same page. So on the same page over here. Q. Why did you write Q? Oh, dude, your 1 is a... I got a 1 on my Q. Why do I have a 1 on my Q as well? What is that? Never even noticed that before. I got a 1 on Q, I got a 2 on W, and I got a 3 on E. Oh, maybe your keyboard is what, like a 50%? I think my keyboard is a 65%. What about one-on-one mentorship? When are you starting? It's already started. It's called TetraFX Elite. It's an option. So I figured let me just put the option there, at least for people who are gonna like be more serious about that type of option. So it's there. It's just there. You know, it's just there. Better it be there than not there. But yeah, I mean, again, it's not for everybody. It's gonna take quite a significant amount of my time, and you know, it's gonna be definitely more in-depth training. There's a very specific way that I do it that I think is quite unique to what any type of trader would be teaching you in like a one-on-one. It's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be vanilla. Let me say that much. It's not vanilla stuff. So that's why it's a little bit more special. Obviously, for copyright reasons, I cannot disclose the way we're gonna be doing that trading. Only those who know will know. But I think it's the best way that I can think of, the best possible way that it can be done. Because I also think maybe when I want to give a service, I want to think, okay, how would I have liked this service? You know? My FTMO, okay, nice, nice. Usain Bolt would have been proud of how quick that was. Easy. Rob the bank. That's all you gotta do. 1 or 2% a day. In a whole day of candlesticks, you just need... Imagine, this is all you need. All you need in a whole day of candlesticks. You just need to be in and out consistently 1 or 2 times. That's all you need. Like, look at this. It's so crazy how in trading that most people are gonna fail in trading. You know, I think trading is just one of those things where it's also like if you're gonna be good at it or if you're not gonna be good at it. Like some people are just really good at it. At things. When they start things for the first time, they're just really good, naturally good at it. I think it's one of those things where it's like it mainly requires you to be somehow naturally almost good at it, but it definitely you can still get good at it with trading, because you know at the end of the day, hard work beats talent. Doesn't matter how talented you are, hard work will always beat talent. Because look at these candles. Oh, all these candles, all you got to do is be right. Just be right for a few seconds in a day and do that daily. It's so incredibly simple yet so difficult. It's because of greed. A lot of greed, a lot of rushing, a lot of arrogance. I think that's what holds most people back. Greed and arrogance. Especially arrogance. Gold, silver sell-off continues. Why Trump's wash Fed pick is bashing prices? Because he went to Epstein's Island. But let's see. The prices of gold and silver continue to drop after Donald Trump pick of Kevin Walsh to head the Federal Reserve exacerbated a sell-off in precious metals. Yeah, it's because obviously Kevin Walsh is more... I don't know. I think people look at him more of a prone to some kind of a manipulation there. I mean, he's been to the Epstein Island, so how can we trust him? The prices drops represented a dramatic reversal of fortunes for gold and silver, which both hit record highs last week. In January, broad geopolitical uncertainties and lingering concerns around the U.S. monetary policy independence provided a boost for traditional havens. But Walsh nominated cleared some uncertainty from financial markets and sapped gold and some safe haven demand. Let's see. Elsewhere, Walsh's appointment led to a strengthening of the dollar, which made precious metals more expensive overseas and dampened their demand. Whilst, because it's more hawkish, Kevin Walsh is just historically more hawkish on the dollar. Whilst gold's allure still glitters as a hedge to left trail risks in short term, a pullback and positioning reset after its sharp ascent looks warranted. Yeah, definitely. I feel like even if, you know, sometimes even like you feel like the market should keep moving up, sometimes you get these things which it's just warranted, like a pullback or correction. It doesn't matter what happens. Maybe we might even have like some kind of a nuclear war tomorrow, and then gold will still be moving down bearish because it's just warranted of some kind of a correction, because it's been overextended vertically. Sometimes those things do happen. It happened as well in Japan when Japan had its tsunamis, and then the Japanese yen actually went up instead of going down. It went up instead. So the banks were trying to mitigate the risk of harming the economy, so they kind of like artificially moved it the opposite direction. So imagine the amount of people who lost money. Tsunamis hitting. Obviously, the play is to sell yen, and then it does a complete opposite. And it went up for quite a long time, so definitely wiped people out, just like the tsunami did. Looking ahead, the recent whipsaw in gold and silver prices should challenge the assumption that safety is simply a matter of owning assets perceived as safe. Yeah, the tsunami wiped people off. I love why Warren Buffett says, you're always gonna know who's been swimming naked when the tide goes out. So don't be swimming naked in these markets. Use a stop loss. I feel like one of those condom ads for back in the day. Use a stop loss. Don't swim naked. Then I get LeBron James or someone famous to do the commercial. Use a stop loss. In the end, stop it. Get some help. Something like this.
McDonald's. I'm Michael Jordan. McDonald's restaurants have given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about.
Stop losses.
Kids are the reason McDonald's sponsors their Get It Straight program, a national drug awareness effort. Think about this. Many of you using drugs out there now are under 18. Do you realize that at 18 you have lived only 1/4 of your life? When you're using drugs, you're only cheating yourself out of the chance to find out who you really can be. And believe me, if you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be. Listen, you got at least 3/4 of your life you really can be. And so do I. Stop it. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help. McDonald's wants you to get...
If you're not using a stop loss in these market conditions...
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help. If you're not trading gold in these market conditions, stop it. Get some help. Very simple. But yeah, let's see. 5 minute here is starting to whiplash quite a lot. Got a highs taken out. You got lows taken out. So you see, that's why I said this is quite an important area for the market. It's still deciding what direction it wants to go. Right? It's quite an important area. I think it's going to set the tone for up until pre-New York, most likely. But you're definitely breaking into a broader range here. And focusing on the most recent PA, because the most recent PA is what's going to make you money, right? It's not going to be the older PA. It's what's currently happening in the market that's going to make you money. Because if the market doesn't want to go anywhere, it doesn't matter what happened last week. That's going to do anything here. So you see, this is super, super important to understand, like how most recent PA, especially if you're a day trader. A lot of us are like day traders or like intraday time frame, 5 minute. Our trades don't last more than 20 minutes. A lot of us, our trades don't do that. So you got to focus on like what's currently happening in the market that you can make a trade based off of this right over here. And then the rest of it, I think, can just give you like some kind of like a confluence, right? But yeah, definitely right now looks a lot more choppy. Not seeing any additional confirmations at this point. I've never seen volatility like this in all my years of trading. Yeah, it's really amazing. It's really amazing. So far, it's been respecting all structure. So far, it's been respecting entries. Yes, it's volatile, but this is the reason I love gold, because even if it's volatile, it still respects PA. It still somewhat respects PA. This candle over here, 140 pips. Just one candle. Imagine that, chat. I've been trading with 16, 20 pip stops. This 1 minute candle here is 140 pips, but somehow it's always respecting the stop loss. Even if it pulls back up, it doesn't go through it like crazy. It comes and respects that stop loss. That's like quite funny to see, because this structure is on the 1 minute, but we might as well be taking 5 minute plays over here in normal PA. But it's on the 1 minute. Not even 5 minute, maybe even higher up than 5 minute, like 15 minute. Because these candlesticks, these ranges here are massive. Like this whole range is about like 530, 40 pips. I don't even know how you're gonna scale this. Question is whether the market's ever been like this before. I've personally never seen it since 2020. Maybe someone who's been trading for 10 plus years in the chat. Has the market ever been like that? Even 10 years? No, it hasn't. Because I know people have been trading for a decade and they still said these are These are unique market conditions. So even in the past 10 years, this has never been the case. So this must be for somebody who's been trading maybe for like 20 plus or 15 or whatever. But you know, the beautiful thing is PA, right? At the end of the day, price action is price action. At the end of the day, you can trade or you can't trade. That's what I kind of like boil it down to. You're either a trader or, you know, or you can't adapt. You're not good at adapting. Because traders are the best. Traders are the best at adapting. You know, we're like chameleons. A chameleon sits on a tree, it changes the color to the tree. When it sits on a stone, it changes color to the stone. So you gotta be like a chameleon. Right? Those are the ones who survive. That's how we survive in the markets, is by changing our color based off of the market. So if the market is red, we change our color to red. Market is green, we change our color to green. You see, like today, predominantly red. So we kind of want to be more in the red, right? We want to be more in the red. Want to be more in the red. If you're a chameleon and a eagle or a hawk is trying to get at you, and you have a floor which is full of red and green, the green spots are going to be much easier to pick you out because they're less green. But the red spot is going to be a lot bigger. So, you know, you're going to be able to hide yourself there a bit better. So that's kind of what we're doing over here. That's the most important thing that you got to do to survive. Gotta be like Bear Grylls. Improvise, adapt, overcome. I think if Bear Grylls was a trader, he would be a really good trader. Because I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to mindset, right? You know, it just comes down to mindset. Like, how willing are you to put effort into what it is that you do? So someone like this, if it's super good at this, what he does, I think he'll be really good at other things. The only problem is in life, you're only going to get like a few chances in life to find your thing, right? You got to find your thing and you're going to stick with it. So everybody got to find their own thing, whether that's going to be politics, trading, whatever have you, and you stick with that thing. Stick with that thing. You know? Stick with that thing. That's why I said people getting right out of university looking for work. If you have a side hustle that made you like $500 a month, man, like stick with that thing. Just find a way to scale the profit. You can already make like $500 a month. What's the reason that you cannot make 10,000, 50,000 a month? Because you have a customer. Someone is willing to pay you that money for that thing. This planet has like 7 billion people in it, right? It's insane that Elon Musk's net worth is 700 billion. This planet has like 7 billion people in it. So don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. Some of you are sleeping on skills which can make you millionaires. And don't do things to be comfortable. You gotta make people uncomfortable. Success makes people uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So that's when you know that you're on the right track. When you start making people uncomfortable. Because if you cannot understand that, that means you're always gonna put yourself in a box. That people want to always put you in the same box and tell you things that they couldn't do, and then project that on you. Oh, you can't. Surely this guy can't always be winning. People are always gonna try and project what they can do on you. So that's why you gotta be super comfortable making other people feel uncomfortable about your ideas. Right? Because there's crazy people who change the world. Why not? Why not win? Why can we not win throughout February? That's what I'm thinking as well. January was such an amazing month, 71%. Why not in February as well? You know, why not? Because somebody told you that it's not possible? You know, why not? We can do 70, we can do 100, we can do whatever. We just have to be consistent. We got to keep our frequencies on the right track and then move in that direction. Watch the universe unravel itself before our eyes and show us what's possible. Just like all great people did once in the past. The universe unraveled right before their eyes and showed them what's possible. You can't climb Everest. That's impossible. A human being has never been to Everest. You probably die. Then you get to the top of Everest and the universe unveils itself to you, the beautiful views at the top of that mountain. You can't go to the bottom of the ocean. That's not possible. This science guy here said that that's not possible. You know, when we first went to the bottom of the ocean, it had never been revisited, I think, up until like 30, 50 plus years again later. And then somebody again revisited the bottom of the ocean, or not the full bottom, but the deepest that we've ever been. And when that guy revisited 50 plus years ago, then you had a lot more people. That time period of when we first did it and when we did it a second time, the amount of people who did it past that second time increased. Because people started looking at that and saying, oh, so it is actually possible. We can actually do this. And a lot more people broke that barrier, and it became possible for us to visit those depths continuously. Just the same way as going to space. When we first went to space, we broke the barrier, and now look at this. You know, look at what we've done up there. Now we get comfortable. We got on a new level. Life is all a game of elevation, right? It always seems impossible until you do it. And when you do it, that's your new norm. And that's normal for you now. And then after a while, you're going to do it again and again and again and again. That's the whole thing about our existence as a human race, is to break barriers. We're not breaking barriers and we're being comfortable. Then what's the point of all of this? What's the point of life if you're just going to settle for what you get? Look at this. Prices broke the highs. Breaking out the accumulation, it seems. Now we've picked a direction finally. That's more towards the upside. So you see, this is why I meant, like, if it's going to be accumulating next to the level, remember what I said? Like, because we've already filled up the range up here towards resistance. And if you notice, like, prices are accumulating right next to that area. It's just building. It's the building blocks of what needs to happen so we can get that chemical reaction right over here, which is for us to keep going through that level. So without those building blocks, we cannot have the volume or the required ingredients to move us beyond that point, because this whole range has been filled. So for us to keep moving up, we need to create some ingredients here. You know, maybe a few liquidity grabs, a little bit of accumulation, see who's willing to buy, willing to sell, and then we can have a little bit more of a chance of that distribution to the upside. So now you see it. Now it's like blasting through it. And this is something we speak about all the time, you know. This is all the time. If you notice, the same market conditions are happening daily. And we're just repeating the same thing over and over and over again. But you see, if you're not locked in, you can't see it. It'll be impossible for you to see it. You really need to truly commit yourself to the craft. You know, you have to lock into the craft. When a swordsmith is learning the craft of making good swords, it's normally handed down from, you know, from a family member. The family member is handing down his skill set. This swords craftsman is not learning from his father and at the same time learning from 3 or 4 other people to how to make a good sword. And to be a good swords craftsman, I mean, it takes years, right? That's like a skill set, they say, which can take a lot of years to truly perfect. They're always going to learn from the master. They're never going to learn from several other masters. They're going to learn from the master and perfect that art. Right? Even like Japanese kitchen knives and that sort of thing. They're always going to learn from one master and you perfect the art. Don't chase. Be patient with yourself. Just show up every day and keep doing it, and naturally you start to get better at it. Weird day today. The indices are following gold today. Normally they are negatively correlated. Let's see what DXY is doing. Dollar index possibly moving upwards today. Yeah. Oh, it's actually a doji. Dollar index is at 0% on the daily. So we haven't yet. Actually, that's funny. We haven't got any direction. Which also begs the question again. It's just a pullback that we're seeing on gold overall. Like all this bearishness was just a pullback. That's all that was. Just a little bit of profit taking. Even the dollar, as you mentioned, also correlation, negative correlation is not working. Because I think this is just profit taking and correction. We're going to have the correction, then we're going to have structure build again throughout the week with more daily candlestick closes, and then maybe we can revisit some highs by like 5,400, because the broader economic environment of Goldspot is still bullish overall. So I believe this is what's going to be happening over here. But you remember, we called this already. We said this on Thursday, that Friday candle is most likely going to close a bearish candle, and then we're going to see some retracements. We already called this, but the only thing that happened was a surprise attack on Thursday. So instead of that happening on Friday, we actually got the close happen on Thursday. But it was due, chat. It was well due for a freaking daily bearish resistance being formed right here, like a bearish candle create resistance. We're long overdue of that. Look at this extension here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullish candlesticks in a row, just pure vertical. And the scary part is it could have continued to move vertical because Donald Trump and everything that's going on with Greenland and tariffs and the geopolitical war in Iran now, it's like all just pushing gold up. So the scary part would have been if it kept moving up. I'm glad we actually sold off so crazy. I think if it kept moving up, that would have been kind of scary. Because, you know, you kind of think of the market like a machine. You know, it's a well lubricated machine and it needs to function. And it can't function if things are loose. If bolts are loose, and, you know, a bolt being loose would have been equivalent to this thing just keep moving up bullish. That would have been scary. So we know the machine is working, right? It's supposed to do what it's supposed to do because the market is autonomous, right? It gives the illusion of control. It gives the illusion of order flow and reading orders and liquidity. It's really good at that, but it's autonomous. It's a machine, right? If you are going to create a society, just put yourself in that position. I would create a market, but I would make sure I can control the market. It needs to be controllable. It can't be like Bitcoin, because you see what happened with Bitcoin. So just think of the world. You know, the world is very simple if you want it to be. It can be very simple. So don't think of the market as something that is loose. It's not loose. That's why you're able to have consistent results like this. That's why you can be profitable, because it's not random, right? It's very efficient. That's why I can get away with it. Like I just showed you trade right now as well with a tighter stop loss. That's why we can get away with such things, because the market is efficient. I think what it is a confidence. You know, you got to build some confidence over time and then see it happen over and over and over again. Then naturally, it will start to make a lot of sense for you. But you see this now on BTC, we finally had that a liquidity grab situation. Take out the highs, retested, like that was by 96,900 right here, and then starting to break below 80. So the whole idea here is that if BTC, because it's in accumulation, right, is breaking out, like basically what gold just did here on the 5-minute, you see how it just did this little zone and then it broke above. It's what BTC has been doing here. Like we go maybe on the, let's go 4-hour, let's go daily. Yeah, you can see like right here on the daily, right next to a key level at 80k. That's what it was doing. It was gathering up orders here. So now we can properly move through that level. So it's in that distribution phase, just like how Goldie is in this distribution phase. You also got BTC here on the distribution phase, cracking $80,000, heading down towards 60k now. That's where Bitcoin will be, or that's where you're most likely going to see Bitcoin in the next quarter. Or yeah, the next quarter, because this quarter is going to end in about 2 months. So by the time we get to Q2, we should be seeing like 60k on BTC. Or maybe towards the tail end of this quarter. But Bitcoin is on its way down. That's for sure. Why did gold sell off so much? Profit taking. Championship. Spasiba. Never fear failing on things that matter. Only fear succeeding in things that don't matter. Yes. AMCKAU. Thank you for the sub. Why do I think it's been as volatile as it is compared to the 10 years ago? It's just a perfect mixture of ingredients which have created this opportunity. You know, Donald Trump being president, like everything has just come together properly. Everything is in its right place. Let's just say that. It just takes time, you know. It takes time. Like, I mean, these would have been beautiful data to have. You know, it's what I would believe a pseudoscience of institutions is to understand from what happened in the past to happen in the future. So if you can see with the way tariffs are going and Donald Trump's re-election of becoming president again, and you have like all these correlations, in essence, you could find a way to find the singularity of how all these events can come together to create a new explosion and a new chain reaction of different outcomes, right? So this might seem crazy to you, but this is the type of stuff people are going to invest millions of dollars into understanding. It's the same thing that's happening in China, and that's why China has a credit core system, or even having a technology that can show you people even from the moment they're being born, what are their chances that this guy is going to become a criminal, right? What are the chances and at what age and etc will this guy become potentially or start to break some rules? Correct? Like scientifically it is possible. So whenever I look at it, fine, you can say like a random cluster of events happened. Trump coming president, Ukraine-Russia war accelerating, maybe a random cluster of events happened, right? And then created us this perfect scenario here that gold can be like this volatile. But it's not like it doesn't make sense. Like if you look at the economy and how the economy has been and how it's progressing, you can almost feel the tension just continuously building and building and building and building. Correct? But you just have to be plugged in. You have to be like keeping tabs of it all the time. Like if you're a trader and you don't look at news on a day-to-day basis, then you are driving with one arm. You know, which I think, you know, just metaphorically speaking, you're missing out on so much information. If you're not following the news is basically like 90% of it all. Maybe like 80% is all news. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. You know, some people still wondering why gold is selling off. It's selling off just because of a correction. So that's when your technicals come into play. Because as a trader, you understand what an overbought market looks like. Correct? So you can differentiate between like if this is a news-driven move or it's technical. Because now if you start to dig into the news, you're not going to find a reason why this happened. But since you have that technical skill set, it makes sense to you why it happened. So definitely you need both arms over here. All arms on deck. Can gold go down to 3,000 this Feb? I feel like 3K would be quite a big dip. 3K would require us to reflip there on the quarterly and then come down towards wiping out 1, 2, potentially like 3 quarters worth of price action. So I don't think 3K is realistic. Not now, at least. I think if anything, maybe 4K. 4K psychological mark, if anything, but 3K is a bit overstretched. And that's a lot more speculating than anything. So as of right now, we've already had gold just tap about a 4,400. 4,400, which is basically that weekly support area right over here. So for us to even talk anything below like 4,300, we have to see price get through 4,300, and then 4K will be more realistic. So we just take it step by step and avoid as much as speculation as possible, because you waste a lot of time speculating. Speculating doesn't make you money. You can use speculation for the people who are gonna do like all that Bloomberg news. Bloomberg news analysts, that's their job, is to speculate. Your job is to execute. Your job is to make alpha, as they call it. All right, different type of skill set. Huge, complete different. So you're either gonna be like an amazing speculator or an amazing trader. Driving with the lights off at night, yes sir. It's execution. It's execution, execution, confidence, execution. That's what makes a trader a trader. Like even at a hedge fund level, when a hedge fund takes money from a client, they need to make the decision for the client because the client's just a client with a lot of money, right? So the client might not be as confident in the market. So that's when a hedge fund would come in. That's when a broker would come in and say and like really sell it to them that they're gonna make money on this thing. Because at the end of the day, you're never gonna be like 100% right, but you need to be right enough. You need to be confident enough. If I take a sell on stream, I need to take that sell with confidence. You know, if I take a sell off stream, I gotta take that sell with confidence. I can't second guess myself because once you're in, you're in. Once you hit that buy or sell, you're stuck in. So I think that's something that you can work on for the week up ahead. And there's no better market conditions to work on that than now, right? Because now these markets are really gonna test you, really gonna test how confident you truly are in your systems. If I wasn't confident in my system, we would already be seeing me place 100 pip plus stop losses and saying, oh, I'm scared of the volatility. I might be getting stopped out. But you see, we haven't changed anything yet. We have not changed anything yet. Only until the market proves to us that we need to change something, then we'll change it. You know, they say trading is like betting on the direction of the wind. What direction is gonna blow it, right? So you can just blow with the wind. If we're gambling on the direction of the wind, just go with the wind then. That's what I say. Go with the wind. If you can't make it blow, some people can make it blow, but if you can't make it blow, then just go in the direction of the wind. You'll be better off that way. This is nicely setting up here something again. I see beautiful distribution here to the upside. Really nice follow through, create a bit of structure. Whatever sell or buy, we just go with the flow. Yes, sir. Just go with the flow. You have to be like water, my friend. You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a jug, it becomes the jug. Be like water, my friend. You gotta learn a lot. I think people are gonna think they're gonna learn only about trading in trading books, but you're gonna learn a lot in people who are good at what they do outside of trading as well. You can treat literally anything like trading content. Because there's a certain way of thinking that is similar to all people who are successful in their fields. It's setting up again. Definitely it's here. It's stuck. It's kind of wedged in between 56.78 and 57.13. So at 345 pip range. See on the 5-minute where we are. All right, we're broken above resistance, but we have a lot of speed bumps over here to get through. We need to get through at least like 47.19, where we're gonna have like clean range again, up towards 47.70ish, which is going to be around 350 pips. But you see, we're definitely towards the top here, and that's why we have all these levels that are gonna make it quite difficult for price to get through that zone. All right, like I think that accumulation below was just for us to get above so we can start having that conversation about getting through here, but there's still a lot of heavy lifting to do, so we still need to get above this resistance point. That's the reason why we might even be accumulating right there on the 1 minute right now, because we're kind of getting ready or trying to break above that key mark by 718 right over here. You can see it paused right below that level, so now it's going to think whether we're going to have enough buy orders, enough willing buyers to keep pushing this thing beyond that mark. It's time to shine. The Broker Awards 2025 results have been announced. Oh, nice. Let's see what brokers we got here. Global Broker of the Year, TradeStation. Anybody with TradeStation? Spotlight Awards, Platform Newcomer, Tickmill. Tickmill, trading online. Trade with an advantage. Okay, so Tickmill, we got a new broker on the in the game here. Where's Dominion Markets? Raja Banks. Social Championship, Social Champion, IC Markets. Customer Support, Easy Markets. Most Reliable Tech, 8cap. Stocks, Asia, Liberator, Europe, Call, Mex Pro. There's a lot of brokers I haven't really heard of. I know these ones, Forex and CFDs. You got Pepperstone, Owanda, Think Markets, Active Trades. And caught a sell on gold early Asia. Nice one. Yeah, we expected this weekly open to have a lot of volume. So let's see what Asia. I think the Asia had like one pullback up, and then nice sell-offs. So if you got in like early Asia, then a bit more difficult because of this bull run right here. But I think after that, this was quite nice. Get any entries here, still being respected, even on this pullback right here, and then to continue to move down. Or even like early Asia, like right here, there was a nice little breakout. Nice little breakout play over here to kind of fill up the range. You can see it here from this point down towards this area. Nicely filled up the range. I got in for my pre-London Asia. I got in. Let me see, where do we get in? This was at 106. 106. Yeah, we got in here. Basically, this was the area that we got stuck in, which was, I guess, the last pre-London sell-off before the move up. You see price again, it's trying to attempt to break through that level by 47.20. So accumulating right underneath it. See if it like re-breaks the highs, if it can get through that zone. Like 47.13. That's currently what it's doing. You see, it's given back a lot of like the seller gains. Right now, we are down 3%. Negative 3%. Negative 3%. So we've just come from all the way from, I think, negative 10 to negative 3. At this rate, we might even get a daily flip if we just keep going up. Need to push up only about 1,500 pips. Only 1,500 pips. That's all that we gotta do. That's all that we gotta do. Light work. Let's see. Small consolidation entry below the bottom of the wick. Execution. There was so much volume in the market today that I'm not looking at certain values and pips. I executed on the movement and waited for price to move in that direction. Only secured about 15 because of pullback. Excellent shot though. Very nicely read. Larger consolidation entry is below the lowest wick. You got a re-entry at the bottom. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Second execution secured about 36 pips. I did hold more drawdown than normal due to volatility, but I was confident and held the position. Very nice. Very good. You must be confident. You must be confident. Secure 280 pips. There was an opportunity to hold, but didn't. Hopefully next time. SL below the breaking candle. Entry at the breaking previous 5-minute lows. Oh, nice. I kind of see over here. Entry breaking 5-minute candlestick SL. I'm sure on the 1-minute time frame there was some kind of a play there. $219. Gold sells. Actually, if you look at all these trades, everybody literally just taking sells. Here's this sell over here as well. Nice little break of those lows, distributed beautifully. Everybody here in the Discord community is just on sells too. Because you know, like, that's where the direction is going. So you get a higher probability. This is like literally everybody just trying to sell. Look at this sell again here. Another sell. I haven't yet seen a buy. Okay, there's one buy now. Stops the break even there. But I think this is when the market started shifting to the sells. So keep your analysis coming in. Your trades taken in the Discord. Very, very important. You know, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself as a form of journaling, as a form of accountability. I was just gonna kind of like post your trades there. Do it for yourself. Friday made down 5% today, recovered 3%. Oh, it broke. Okay, so let's see. It broke and then it tapped 47.20. It tapped 47.20. I don't think it found any more buy orders there. Oh, it's coming back in to see if there's any more buyers. Any more willing buyers in here. Coming back into the range. You see, it went up, it tapped that section, and it's like, okay, so we don't have a lot of buying activity up here. So we're going to come back down here where we had that buying activity to see if we can get any more orders in. See this? You gotta listen to the market. The language the market speaks is a visual language. You got to listen visually to what the market is telling you. Well, and the break was pretty nice, you know, nice little 80 pip break over there. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Communication is key. You got to communicate with people. Even when you feel like you're gonna make it feel awkward or you're gonna say something a bit abrupt, you gotta communicate with people. You gotta say things and not leave it in the air. You know, that's with the market as well. The market has very good communication. Very good communication, you know. It's just a way of like how you're gonna understand that how you're gonna understand that a structure that it gives you. Because even sometimes, you know, when you're learning a new language, sometimes the way the person can speak the language, the way the structure, the sentence, you might know a few words, but you're kind of missing out on the context. So it can sometimes happen like that, where the market will give you a few words, but you miss out on the context. Maybe in a case where you're going to be counter trending. Market structure is going up, but you know, you're getting some kind of a confirmation or you're listening for a sell, which can be a bit riskier. You can get away with it, but you're going to miss out on the context a bit there. The market's always speaking, you know, and it's always doing the same thing over and over and over again. Over and over and over. There's no day I think you're going to come in and then you're going to see like a completely different market. You know, it's not like it's going to go backwards. It's not one day you're going to come and the market's moving backwards, right? It's always going to move forward. And it always moves forward in a predictable way. Very predictable way. And the thing that helps you understand that predictability is going to be your approach, your concept to execution. If you don't have that part, then it's all random, right? Anything can happen. If you don't have a strategy, if you don't have an approach, then you don't have an edge. So at that point, anything can happen. You know, so ask yourself the question today, what's your edge? What is it? Do you truly understand what it is? Like truly, do you truly understand what it is? Do you, if you trade like a fair value gap, for example, do you truly understand what a fair value gap is? Beyond just the technical that they've showed you how to draw a gap. Do you understand? Right? It's just the same thing like an accumulation breakout. You can truly understand what accumulation breakout is because you can see that happen in the real world. How people always accumulate, then distribute, accumulate. So you can dig into that understanding. But how far is your concept allowing you to dig into that understanding? Because that in essence is going to be your bottle cap. So you're gonna have a ceiling. Every single strategy, you're gonna have a ceiling. A Fibonacci, a fair value gap, everything's gonna have a ceiling. So you know, how high is your ceiling to understanding? You gotta seriously like reflect on that there today. If that ceiling is not gonna be high, then you know, you might as well find something else to do, because you need to have space to kind of like connect the dots. It needs to be able to connect the dots to the real world in a sense. Yeah, see, now it's starting to pull up. Looks like it did find some orders in there. So it came back to see if there's any more orders in here. This is where the previous buyers were. So it seems like we are getting those orders. It's trying to push beyond 47.20 so it can keep moving up bullish. So can we keep moving up bullish? It's trying to get through this point. Seems to be quite difficult, but it is slowly but surely trying to get to that point. It retested and rebroke the structure highs at 47.20 by an additional 96 pips. So it is trying to get through this level. It's a lot of heavy lifting. And you can see it in the way the candles are printing and the way they're behaving, right? Especially when you're on TFX concepts, then you understand. If you're new to the channel, I don't expect you to understand. If you're new to the channel, make sure you sub up and stick with it for like, you know, at least like a quarter hour, I would say, and then just fully lock in. I got like 356 pips right over here. That's what I was thinking about doing. I got a fat rejection. Especially on this retest right here. Shouldn't be coming back to retest it again if it truly wants to move through that level. And we're about to get a new hourly open as well, I suppose, in the next 2 minutes. Should be getting through. Secure 42 pips on the second trade, up 9% today. Thanks, Vic. Oh, nice, Momar. Yeah, that's what it was doing. It was coming back to retest this zone. We see that happen quite a bit. There's a high probability that I guess when you get that confirmation, it's higher than 50%. That when we get the confirmation that that retest is just a retest. Okay, no, yeah, 47.64. 47.64 gonna be a huge move. If you have a runner, leave the runner. You know, secure like 80% and then just leave the runner to 47.64. Because we don't know when this range is gonna get mopped up. It might even be mopped up for the New York session. But you see, we already dipped our toes into it. Right over here into this kind of like zone. Correct? So this is a green zone, technically speaking. So we just came to kind of dip our toes. Maybe we're going to come and test it again later. So we got the next FOMC in about 44 days. Let's see if our probabilities changed. So no change in March 18th. So it looks like we're looking to keep the rates the same on 18th of March to 85.1%. Up until June, where it's going to be 67.9% easing. I'm long on AUD Swiss franc. How is the franc doing? Franc is currently down 0.23%. But overall in the monthly, the franc looks like it's actually, yeah, obviously performing quite nice here compared to the dollar. Oh, the franc is gaining in strength. We're towards like the highs, all-time highs on the Swiss franc. So pretty good, healthy economy here. In March, it's already with a new Powell. No, I think that's gonna be in June. that's why also it goes up in June. The easing. That's when I think he should be in. That guy being the new Fed is going to be quite interesting for gold, especially trading gold, the dollar, 2026 and beyond. Really looking good for the markets. It's really looking good. Like this creates some kind of uncertainty, you know. So that's what gold is gonna really love. Especially with the first FOMC statements that he's gonna do, Kevin Walsh. You know, we're all just gonna be waiting to see like if he's going to sell out in a sense and to see how volatile he is. We'll pick up on his cues and how he speaks. You know, there's gonna be a lot of learning as well because with Powell, we got super used to Powell and how he speaks and everything. Now with Kevin Walsh, let's see how, you know, how he speaks. If it's easier, for example, to push him, if he shows emotions, that sort of thing. It'll be quite interesting to see how he holds up against like all those reporters as well. And then also his decision making, especially in decision making when he's having fire from Trump, when Trump is now squeezing his arm a bit, and whether like Trump is even gonna squeeze his arm publicly. You know what I mean? Because he gotta put like a new guy and he's expecting this new guy to listen to him. So does he squeeze his arm publicly? Because that would look bad. I mean, you put a new guy in and then you make him kind of seem like the bad guy. You know, point your finger at him and you say, that's the bad guy. Like you did for Powell. That would be kind of crazy because he just put the new guy in. But Trump still wants those rate cuts. So we'll see if the new guy doesn't give Trump rate cuts. How is Trump's reaction going to be? You know, there's a lot of interesting things. A lot of interesting things that we can expect this year. Looking forward to them. A lot of new volume coming in. Like, man, it's going to be an incredible year. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that much. 2026 is definitely going to be for the history books. And we're just here in February. So, you know, it's just still in the beginning now. Still in the first quarter. In June is 100% sure. I wish they open bets for that. It's a safe one. You can check Poly Markets. I wonder if there's already one. June rate cut. Let's see. March, April. Why are they talking about March, April meeting? We should be able to already start on June. How many Fed rate cuts in 2026? Most likely 2. Let's see. We got 250 to 225 basis point cuts. Okay, it's got 250 BPS. It's kind of confusing, but I think there should be 225 basis point cuts. Fed rate cut by March, April, June meeting. Yeah, June meeting over here. You can see already people put like 70%. It's like a 1 to 1.3 risk to reward. Well, the June meeting is currently at 71%. March, April, nothing. So here you go. You got a safe bet over here. It's not 100%, but it's 71%. 1 to 1.3. Fed emergency rate cut before 2027. Oh, emergency rate cut. What the hell is an emergency rate cut? Why is risk reward so good? 1 to 4.5. 1 to 4. Yeah, 1 to 4.5. Oh, what counts as an emergency rate cut? Is that even a thing? They'll probably stage a argument so it looks like he won't cut, or even he will raise. Then he will be a good boy and cut. Yeah, probably. That's how these rich folk are. They're always like conspiring behind the curtain. While the masses are fighting each other, they're conspiring behind the curtain. That's how we're gonna do it. You know, also like influencers do that stuff. They're gonna conspire that they're gonna have like a beef, and then that beef is gonna drive views. So you gotta see in life, are you a consumer or are you a provider? You're gonna provide the value, you're gonna consume the value. You know, if you're in the kitchen, you gotta cook, dog. Sometimes you wanna grab yourself a plate, but you can't. Because you're doing the cooking. So you gotta keep cooking. How's the dollar since Biden? The dollar has been consolidating, artificially holding. But DXY, we're expecting it to completely break through 96 here and then come down towards 90 level. But you see, it's been having an artificial hold both here and here. So it's just waiting on especially rate decisions in June. Then you gotta see the dollar move a bit better. Man, gotta go pay dues today. As after stream, gotta hit the gym. Start off this week properly. Pay the dues in the gym. Pay the dues on the charts. And repeat. Dues on the charts is more of like, you know, you gotta follow your rules. You gotta follow your strategy. You gotta follow your playbook. Gotta manage your emotions. Don't overtrade. Don't fall victim to FOMO. Especially FOMO. And just keep a level head, you know. Just keep a level head, because it's always after you fall victim to FOMO, that's when the market gives you your setup. And you just found out you just had to wait a little bit longer. 5-10 minutes, maybe. In most cases. It's like an additional 5 or 10 minutes, because it knows precisely how to capture you in those FOMO trades. Very intelligent, the market is. Very intelligent. So don't take it for granted, you know, like always be humble, always be patient. If you don't get your setup, then there's no trade. Remember that. That's why I stick to it. You see, now today I've taken about like 2 trades. 2 trades today. 2 trades today. But this is not going to make me think that the market is weak. It's very intelligent. It's just waiting. And it's showing me setups on setups on setups, just waiting to lower me back in. That's what it's doing. It just wants to lower you back in. And now that's the difference between trading and gambling. Man, beautiful distribution that was. Above like 46.57. And then this other smaller one here by 47.13. But it looks like the session bias was actually bullish for... predominantly bullish for a London session. Good trades on NAS. See, NAS down 0.75%. Yeah, good trade on NAS. Right now, NAS is rejecting. It's showing like accumulation reversal right over here. As it broke above these highs, a little liquidity grab above that zone. I think if NAS gets through what mark is this, like 25,315, we might see a little bit more of a pullback over here. Got a really nice clean range too for NAS to come down to correct. Yeah, NAS is definitely setting up. I do like that liquidity grab right now. Daily is also bearish. I don't know why daily bias says waiting. There must be a gap somewhere. Yeah, we got a gap over there. Should say bearish. But also US 100 seems like the session bias is still setting up over here, because since the London Open we just had this one push broken into a range. So I guess it's going to decide now whether it's going to keep moving up or down. If it keeps moving up, there's clean traffic on the 15 or NAS 100 here, or NAS. If it breaks these lows, then we see it come back down. But yep, just doing basically what Goldie did. Are you gonna take it? Are you trading it? Well, what are you gonna do? See, with the Asia session's been moving down. Boom, boom, boom. Minutes about closing in about 2 minutes 37 seconds. So it'd be quite nice actually after creating such a top wick and then reflip. Take out these lows. See the hourly. Oh, nice. Even the hourly is bearish. Hourly time frame is bearish. Got nice SMA confluence there. And the 8 minute SMA, 8 SMA. 1 minute SMAs are crossing over as well. Ooh, actually looks quite good. Nice little rejection wicks over there too. Reversal confirmation once it broke a high. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. 2 minutes over here for it to close. It like actually broke those lows. Would be expected to like at least fill some of that range. Very nice. Break it.
Why are you running?
One. Break it. Break 25 315. Get through 25 315 now.
Bomboka!
US stock fall as investors fret over Trump's Fed nominee. Fundamentals seem good as well for the sell-off. Markets are calibrating to Trump's pick of Kevin Warsh and the outlook for monetary policy. Maybe the next 5 minute opens and then dumps, right? Get like a support being formed, like a false support, then does that. Boom. And that's going to look quite interesting because like in hindsight, that's what that's going to look like. In hindsight, you're going to look back at it. It's going to be like, okay, so we did have a lot of rejection here. And yeah, I mean, it did make sense that if price was to reject so many times that it would have come down to fill up this range. So in hindsight, you're going to see it. Or you're going to feel more confident like it was so obvious. But you know, it's already obvious here. If you're going to like imagine that how the candles are going to behave in the next 5 minutes, then it's already quite obvious. You know, then it's just like a probability thing. You execute on it and it's just like a probability thing. Just let it play out. Let it play out. Because you know, if it was to play out, beautiful. Beautiful. Then you know, then you're going to be quite happy about that trade. But if it fakes out and then goes against you, you know, it is what it is. It's a probability thing. It's not even 100% that it's going to break here. But I think the pain of regret is more painful than the pain of discipline. That's all I always say. Like, whenever I got a setup and I'm meant to take that setup, that's what I'm thinking to myself. Like, that pain of regret, man, that's going to be so painful. So painful. Because you're going to look back at it and say, I should have done that thing. I should have taken advantage of that thing. You know, I coulda, shoulda. Worst place that you're going to be for your mind over there. But that's why you got to execute on ideas. You got idea in real life. You got idea in the market. You got to execute and find out. Execute and find out. Yeah, just got to set up here. Gold is setting up too. Gold is getting ready. Maybe it breaks above like these highs again. Like, continue to correct that move, that range on the left hand side. Looks like US 100 or NASDAQ is rejecting the support for now. It's not over until the fat lady sings. This thing could still flip on the 5 and then create that rejection, because it looks more appetizing for a sell-off here than it does look for a buy. Just similar to like the trade that we took right over here. Looks a lot more appetizing for a sell-off than it did for the buy. You know, we took a sell here. It was a pretty good sell. Now we wait and see what NAS 100 does. NASDAQ. We gotta keep executing. Secured 42 pips on the second trade, up 9%. Thanks, Vic. Hey, very well done. Very well done. Let's see how your trade looked. Fake out. Stop loss, SL20, entry break of structure. TP was like 1 to 1.5. Bomba clot trade.
Bomba.
That was very nice. Very nice. Man, 2026, let me tell you something. 2026. Sheesh. See, KV is doing pretty well here. First time trading a live account. See, you're still kind of growing that account. Where was this? Where was that last post? But be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. I would say if you're gonna make some really good profits, you're still learning how to trade, man, withdraw that money and then you gotta put some aside. You know, you don't want to lose it all. Withdraw that money and put it aside. Withdraw some of it. Because time is gonna catch up to you. If you know you're getting lucky, time is going to catch up. I'm suffering from a loss, but it's okay. Don't play the victim, Ray. Say, I took a loss today, but I learned a lot from that loss. Tomorrow, I come back stronger. Yeah, I got US 100 here getting ready. You can see it's really deciding what to do at this point. Just needs to start breaking some key wicks. My life is hard to live. My life is so hard. Come on, Naz. do something interesting, because right now it's like 50-50. It's at 50-50 mark. Goldie's about to break lows as well. Looks like Goldie wants to distribute to the downside if it can get through those levels. And it's just about to break like some 5-minute wicks. Let's see. Yes, now I don't know. If you're not planning on taking it, just don't take it. Trust me, because you're going to make that decision as an impulse. You know, when it starts to come down, you're just going to impulse. If you're still 50-50, what usually happens with that 50-50 mindset is execution. So when you see it come down, even if you didn't plan to take it, you might just end up taking it. When you're on 50-50 mindset. Most of the time, you're going to find yourself executing. Oh, okay, now we got a Goldie here executing too. How much does that dump already? Damn, 42 pips. 44 pips, 60 pips, 70, 80. Holy.
Bomboka!
Sheesh. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I don't think I've seen one trade fail of the TFX concepts since we started stream over here. We took the first one, which was a sell. Second one was a buy right above here. And then you got a buy here. You just got another sell here. Like 90 pip drop off that mark by 46.99, 4,700 actually, psychological mark. Wow, look at this thing. It's still going. It's still distributing here.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Why are you running? It's still freaking going over here. Now we're just waiting on US 100. US 100, this is the one that's, you know, it's taking its time over here. But we can see it getting sweaty. Look at it. It's little sweating bullets right now. This is sweating bullets. Come on, come on, come on, NASDAQ. Just get through that zone right there. You know you want to do it. You know we're waiting for you. Waiting for you to break those lows. And then we're going to see you by... hopefully you can see you by 25,263 over there. Once you get through that low, Nas. It's the market's telling you, man. It's speaking to you right now. You just got to listen. Write a 1 in the chat if this is all making sense. Write a 1 if this is all making sense. If it's not making sense, then I gotta now change something. I got to change something. First Monday with a red folder. Oh, we haven't even looked at Forex Factory. Yeah, today we have a ISM Manufacturing 2 hours into the New York session. 2 hours into New York session. All right, see some ones. Very good, very good. I want to see this thing tumble. I don't trade US 100. I think this would be the first time I'm seeing it live. Like, this is the first time I'm seeing a breakout happen live. So I want to see how it breaks. I want to see if it's like a gold break. It breaks the same way. Or whether it's like it consolidates and hesitates a lot with the breaks. Let's see. I've never seen a US 100 break. I've seen plenty of gold breaks. We just had one now. Like 30 seconds. Maybe just waiting for the new 5-minute open. We don't have an hourly open anytime soon though. It feels like a GJ, honestly. Like NASDAQ to me feels, it moves like a GJ in some kind of ways. It's pretty small ranges. I believe this is 552 pips, right? equivalent. They're like around 52 pips. Run, Goldie, run.
Why are you running?
Adios. Now Goldie's flirting with the idea of filling this range on the 5-2. Remember, predominantly the daily is also still bearish. It's still down like negative 3.62%. Predominantly, we are still bearish. Yep, there we go. Come on, Goldie. Fill up that range. Fill it up.
Why are you running?
Would love to see an aggressive sell-off. Just for some, you know, entertainment purposes here. Jeez, but why is US 100 so hesitating? You know, something like gold would have already started moving by now. US 100 is still deciding what to do. It's such a... It's, It's like that lioness in the wilderness, still waiting to pick off one of the wildebeests. While there's so many of them running. This is like a nature corridor right here, and you got a bunch of wildebeests. They're all just running right now, and this lioness is just sitting here, and she's just thinking what to do. You see, gold is like a lion. It's like an alpha lion. When it sees opportunity, man, you better be quick because, you know, it's not going to leave anything left for you there. It's like an alpha, you know? It's like lioness here. Nasdaq. I just caught that gold sell. Let's see. Partials taken, runner, nice, beautiful. Very well done, Woods. Very well done. You gotta be that alpha, man. You gotta be that alpha. Yeah, the price has dumped like 300 pips. 300 pips. Waiting to see if it can, you know, fully correct this move over here. Whilst waiting to see my first ever breakout happen on US 100. Not off to a good start. First impression, not the best. And you see, first impressions, they're gonna matter a lot. My first impression on gold was amazing. I took a buy on gold. I think I remember it's like a break and retest play, and my take profit got a hit. It hit so fast. I was like, damn. I was like, damn, because I've become like from trading GJ. I was trading so much GJ. My TP got hit so fast. I was like, okay, sir. So you see, this is still the same case even up till today with Goldie. Now you see, first impressions really matter. So like right now, I'm not getting the best first impression from the US 100. And let's see, it's reminding me of GJ. Let's see how it is when it breaks. Oh, look at that volatility on Goldie. Candle's about to close here in about 15 seconds. It looks like it's about to take over 46.85 support. Barely got a top wick there on my broker too. Alright, surely this next 5 minute can move US 100. Surely. I heard a lot of good things about you. is it hesitating so much? Maybe because it's not the New York session. You don't have that and New York session volume. Now it's cooking slowly. look at the way comparing the way gold and NAS move. Goldie just trying to break and retest. It's 46.85. I feel like if you trade NAS, you must be in your positions for quite a long time before it plays out. That's what it looks like. A very clean setup, but the longer NAS stays in that range, the less appetizing it looks. It's like when you're gonna cook a sauce for too long and you evaporate it. Rather than simmering it down, you're evaporating it. That's what it looks like what NAS is doing right now. It's overcooking. It's overcooking. It might not be any sauce left. Once it's time to dish out this plate over here, might be just dishing out now the raw ingredients in there, you know. Where's gonna be the salt? Where's the sauce gonna be? There's gonna be no sauce. There's a little sauce left in there, but come on. Sorry, it's already overcooking here. NAS's ready to go. Like five minute candles ago. Yeah, exactly, because it's already liquidity grab. The highs after it should move, so that grab is less and less important. Exactly, it's... Goldie would have gone. Goldie would have already been gone by now. Look at the US 100 over here. Gold would have been gone. We would have been talking about the retracement up by now. But if I see this on gold, holy, still gives you plenty of time. At least with Goldie, you know there's volume. Like even if gold does this right now, given the overall environment of gold, it will still follow through very nicely. It's done the liquidity grab to the highs. You see, Goldspot is just doing a break and retest. It's still kind of respecting that zone over there. It should keep moving down. Should re-break the lows by 46.70-ish and then continue to fill the range down to 46.40. That's what Goldie should do. Are you looking to sell on gold? Gold is in a distribution right now. And I think it's just breaking and retesting. Even on the 1 minute, there's no structure for anything. Just looks like a break and retest. I want to see how US 100 is about to play out. Yeah, I think US 100 is finally starting to get some movement in. Should just distribute. There's no reason why it should struggle so much and then break its own lows and not continue to move down. It's clearly showed that it can't move up with those rejection wicks. Goldie as well is coming down. See if Goldie can re-break those lows. Alright, US 100 moving quite nice. Quite a nice breakout that was. Very nice push. Nice little mirror price action there. It's now mirroring the left hand side. This PA down towards 25 to 260. Pretty decent breakout. Goldie's about to re-break that support there on the break and the retest. Alright, Goldie just took that support on the break and the retest. See if it can continue to fall down towards the downside. See, how much of a push is this? It's what, like about 19 on US 100. Is 19 good? This should be a good push for, I guess, US 100, right? It is a slow pair overall. Goldie here melting. Well, Goldie just did about like 50 pips right there on that break of the break and the retest. Both pairs are performing quite nicely.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Yeah, exactly, because it's already liquidity grabbed the highs. Okay, also my wife trade. Oh, your wife trade. What is this? This is... I have to extend. Oh, that's what you call it. NAS. Well, this entry came in earlier. This was 25,425. So this was like higher up. Or is it the same? Let me just see some on the 1 minute. No, it's the same. It's the same. I guess it's the... Because you're on the NASDAQ chart, right? But then the numbers are slightly different. But yeah, I see the setup is the same on the 1 minute there. So she took this trade. Awesome. Yeah, you see, finally the lioness has taken the trade. Ricardo, lioness has taken the trade over here by support. You see, it was taking its time, but now it's finally got it. Finally got it. Got a wildebeest in the crossing. Very good. I was away. Whatever we were putting 1 second in the chart for was the same, but futures. Very simple. Very simple. You know, because pricey was like 50% just consolidating. Or let's say not 50%, sorry, my bad. Like 90% was consolidation. Like a 10%. Where some of the move can actually come through. Here. This is the corridor of profits now. So we had the corridor of execution. So, you know, there's only a certain amount of stock left at these price points and the initial break. So then that gets filled up. Now we got left the corridor of profits right over here down towards the support. That's what's left. So very nice push. Let's see how many... What percent of this range has been filled? Let's close that. Let's remove this. Not even 65%. So it definitely still has a lot more room to keep moving down there. Not even 65%. Goldie peaked at about 384 on the initial breakout. Right over here. About 384 pips till it's pulled back. See, it came pretty close to the entry confirmation. See, looking for that area where we had a lot of orders come in to actually sell price off. And you have the same kind of a reaction that we even spoke about that happened right over here. Same reaction came in. That's where somebody in the chat here got a re-entry. So you can say a similar effect over here. It's pretty high confluence zone that is. That's what you're seeing on Goldspot. And we just also hit Kiss of Death on that 8 SMA. You can see it just tapped right at that 8 SMA. So all this is like TFX concepts. All this that you're watching here on the stream, there's no fair value gaps here. If you're new to the channel, this is all TFX concepts. Very good. Very good. Come on, US 100. Fill that range. At least down towards that 25, 22, 281 mark. Right here. At least 65% of it. Can we see 65%? Can we see 65 going once, going twice. 65, do I hear 65 in the audience? Do I hear a 65? Do I hear a 65 in the next 5 minutes? How about a hit 49k subs? Let's go. Yeah, I think like YouTube kind of slowed down recently. I don't know why. I don't know why that my channel is slowing down so much. Why? 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 Alright, price is breaking on the 5-minute over here. It's starting to break below 46.60. Goldspot is still on its way downwards towards like 46.41. Whereas US 100, you know, it's still kind of got cold feet over here, but it's coming close to about 65%. It's already mopped up a pretty good chunk of this range. Whereas gold is just finishing up here. It's finishing up its plate. Finishing up its plate down towards 46.41. Whereas US 100 just hit about 65. Let's freaking go. Yeah, the US 100 has just filled up the range too. Very nice. All right, chat, I'm going to head out here. I will see everybody tomorrow. We trade the London session open. That's at 3 a.m. Eastern. Hope you learned something here on the stream today. And adios, everybody. Take care. Take care.
Pull up